not on my pants. God damn it. And I just fucking wash these too. Hi everyone, welcome back to Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art. If you're new here, my name is Amy. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to be doing a foundation first impressions review, wear test kind of thing on the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation, and I have the shade Fair. And I have seen this around. I've seen people try it out. I've seen the ads, all that kind of thing. So I'm kind of interested in trying this. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and read to you what it says on the back of the package, assuming that I can see it. A weightless fluid foundation formulated for full coverage with a natural radiant finish. Designed with a doe foot applicator to deliver seamless coverage wherever you wander. Enriched with niacinamide and lotus flower to improve skin's radiance. All right, full coverage, huh? I don't know how I feel about that. So, we're making a mess. Okay, don't turn your bottle upside down while open, because I'm having issues here. Oh dear. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Ah! No, not on my pants. God damn it. And I just fucking wash these too. This is messy. No, I don't like that. Okay. Because I don't know, it is a radiant finish foundation, so I don't know that this will dry down super fast, but we're just gonna put a few dots on the face, and this does say it's full coverage, so let's go easy here to start with anyway. And I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics foundation brush, and hopefully this is not too light, but I do plan to do some bronzing and stuff, of course. Now I don't always love a radiant finish foundation. It sort of depends. So it's like I don't mind a little glow, a little radiance, but I do not want to look shiny, like all over shiny, greasy. That's just not my thing. So we'll put a little on the forehead, a tiny bit there, a tiny bit there. And I think I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want this to look too makeup-y. And full coverage foundations can do that. I think that the shade's a little bit light, not too bad. I think it'll be fine. So I'm just sort of spreading and stippling this where I want it. And I do have a sponge here, so I will go over this with a sponge. And I am going to put concealer on because I like to see how my current favorite concealer plays with different foundations. So it feels average as far as the weight of it goes. So I'm not going to say it's super light, but it doesn't feel real heavy either. Okay, let's have a little look-see and see what she's looking like so far. This is pre-sponge, so my initial reaction is that this has definitely got some glow to it. I make that sound like I don't like glowy things at all, and that's not true. But what I mean is that it's not shimmery, sparkly, anything like that. I don't like that. Or at least I don't see anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take my sponge and just go over mostly my forehead and the center of my face lightly to begin with. And then we'll go ahead and tap over the cheek area and stuff too. Just to make sure everything's blended and I don't have too much stuff on my face. Okay, it did say that it was full coverage, right? I don't know if I agree with that because I'm still seeing little things poke through. Let me just put a little bit on the back of my hand and go back in with my brush just really lightly on the places that I feel like I have a couple little things to cover up. And this is the thing with full coverage foundations, is you're really trying to balance the coverage aspect with having something that looks too makeup-y, too cakey. That really doesn't, that heavy cakey look doesn't look good on anybody, I don't think. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. In my mind, it's just not ideal. Now, I don't mind if it looks like I'm wearing makeup. I understand that. If I didn't want to look like I was wearing makeup, then I wouldn't wear any makeup. I still don't feel like this is full coverage exactly. Definitely high medium coverage. I mean, it seemed to do a nice job of evening things out. So we will see. It does feel moisturizing. Usually radiant things feel more moisturizing. At least that's been my experience. Let me go in with my concealer. If you're interested in this eye look, I did film it and I hope that it will be up before this video goes up. Let's see how she blends over and with this foundation. So I'm just going to set this with my NARS crystal powder. I think I am going to powder this because, not so much because I think it has too much glow right now, but because I feel like it is one of those that probably doesn't like fully set down, doesn't fully dry. It has the potential to move or transfer. I think that will do for powder. And I probably will spray this because I spray most things just to, make sure that everything sort of melts together and stays on my face. Hopefully stays on my face. It's a little heavy looking around my mouth, as usual. Most things are. And sometimes spraying can really help that. So I will definitely be spraying. But right now I feel like, this looks pretty nice, at least on camera. In my mirror, I will say that it looks a little, that may just be me today. I did put on moisturizer and skincare and all that and sunscreen. So I have a fair amount of moisturizing things under this. But I feel like right here I'm just looking a little crepey. So I don't know if that's because I'm tired, if I'm dehydrated. I'll go ahead and do the rest of my makeup off camera and give this a spray and all that. I'll come back. I will tell you everything that I put on my face and we'll give kind of a final reassessment as I head off into my day. I will be wearing this all day, and so I should be able to do a check-in and let you know how things are wearing or have worn depending on what time I get to that. All right, guys, I will be right back. Okay, so I have the rest of my makeup on, and I used a Nude to Me palette. I will link this eye look above. I think I already mentioned that, but I used the Pinky Rose Exotic Peacock palette, and I had a lot of fun doing that. For the rest of the makeup on my face, let me share real quick with you what I've got. I used my Fenty Beauty bronzer Into Sun, and this is a nice sort of neutral bronzer that I tend to wear with cooler eye looks like this one. I went in with the Jouer Blush Duo in the shades, let's see, this is the Adore Duo, and Adore Me and Hold Me are the two shades, and I just put both of them on my cheeks, rolled my brush together and put both of them on there. For my highlight, I went in again, this is the second time I've used this, with the Enlight highlight from Danessa Myricks, and this is the shade Angel Wings. Super pretty, kind of sparkly, so I'm just testing this right now, but I do plan to do a whole video on the products that I have from her. For this foundation, guys, I don't know, maybe it's just that I maybe it's just that I don't like full coverage foundations anymore. I'm not sure that I ever really liked them, but there's just something about them that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Plus, I don't really feel like this is totally full coverage. It's not blanking out every single thing on my face. So, if something's full coverage, I want it to cancel out all of the things. And honestly, that isn't that important to me. I want to even out my skin tone. I want to cover up, any blemishes that I might have, which I don't tend to get too many of those. Um, I like to lighten some of the freckles slash sunspots that I have on my face. And certainly, like I say, even out the tone and cancel out some of the redness that I get. And I don't think that you need a full coverage foundation to do all of that. I mean, you can always spot conceal if you've got something that's really problematic. But this foundation is okay. It's looking a little, it's not bad. It's looking a little heavy around my nose and around my mouth and kind of the usual places. I sprayed generously today with the collab setting spray, and I'm almost out of this. I need to get some more. But it didn't really seem to make a lot of difference as far as, the way that this particular foundation and all the products that I used sit on my skin. I'm going to go ahead and wear it all day, and I will do a check-in at the end of the day probably and let you know how it performed and how it's changed, if it's changed at all. Sometimes foundations look better later in the day than they do when you first put them on. So my jury is out right now, of course. I haven't worn this long enough to give you anything but my first impressions, my initial thoughts. But I think I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. And I will do a check-in and I will let you know how things are going. And I'll probably just go ahead and insert that right about here. Hi guys, I'm just doing a check-in. It's the end of the day, and I wore the Wander Beauty Nude Illusion foundation all day today. I do have a few thoughts on this. First of all, can we talk about the packaging? This is a mess. I think if you kept it up like this, upright all the time, it would be fine. But I had my cap kind of partially undone, and I was reading the back of it, and so I got foundation on my pants and on my vanity, and I don't like that. Just if you're gonna have a tube like this, just put a pump on it. Just put a pump on it. Secondly, the finish of this, I mean, it's stayed on my face, so I will say that it is, a nice long wearing foundation. However, it looks dry to me, especially around my mouth, um, on my nose, and I don't know. It just looks dry. It makes my skin look dehydrated or something. And I put on, lots of good stuff under my foundation today. I don't hate it, and if I'm just looking at my mirror or my monitor or whatever, it looks fine. And so, there's that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that it looks fine from a distance. And honestly, nobody's going to be, right up in my face. And if they are, they're too damn close. I love the way that it wore because it does feel like it stayed great. And it's been on my face for, let's see, it's about 7 now, so 6, 7, 9 hours or so. Because I believe I put this on about 10 this morning. So yeah, 9 hours. And so, it's got some staying power. I think if you're oily, you're going to like this more than somebody like myself who is more normal to dry. My recommendation, if you want to try this, would be and you are normal, or if you've got really dry skin, I don't know about this. I'm going to say probably not. But if you're normal or if you're combo, My suggestion to you would be to do a little extra moisturizing or use a really moisturizing primer. I didn't use a primer today. I did powder because it felt like one of those foundations that might not set down entirely. And so I think probably powdering it did help it to last longer. I also sprayed it because I could tell that it was potentially going to be one of those drying type of foundations when I first put it on. So I wanted to, I wanted this to be a success, of course. So I try to pull out all the things in my arsenal to make things a success. This says that it is radiant, but I'm not sure I totally agree with that. So it might be kind of fun to mix it with something like the Estee Lauder Futurist because that's quite a dewy foundation, and so it might play really well with that. I don't know. I might try that, and some other things that I've got in my collection. But for now, I'm not going to go on too long about it. I don't hate this. If I was going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it maybe a 7 because, like I say, it looks nice from a distance. It stayed in place. Um, it has nice coverage, but I dislike the sort of dry look that it has on me right now. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, and I will let you all get on with the video. And yeah, I think I'm going to stop there. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I had some fun playing with my new eyeshadow palette, and I'm always interested to try new foundations and stuff because I don't know about you, but I'm always looking for the one. Whatever the one is. I don't know. I've come close. I've come really close. Probably going to do like a favorite foundations video here pretty soon. I don't think that this is it. I just don't think that this is probably it, but I may change my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate your time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notification whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.